and which defines exactly what you are. I think a very great team player. You've done songs with very young artists and deceased artists, respectfully. And I really would like to appreciate that you really are shining light on the music that people had buried before and shedding it to light, and also working with very young artists, and I'm talking up to like Shino Skies and all the way from Eli Wamala. So I want to thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could put your hands up together and make some noise for Navio, I'd appreciate it. Briefly, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank all the sponsors. Thank you guys so much for coming on board. I know that in this hectic landscape, sometimes it's hard to in behind the scenes as well. Everyone who's ever supported me, Nav Corp, Talent, all the people who made me what I am. Thank you so much. Clear Cut in the building, definitely. And of course, my ghostwriter, Come to My Chill as well, who's in the building. Thank you guys so much. Code, I see all the guys who are putting in work, and I really appreciate the industry as it stands right now. So thank all of you guys. My name is Rwam Daniel Chigozi. I'm an artist who started off 10 years old was the first time I was ever in the studio. I was produced by some unknown producer called Steve Jean. he was an intern at Baba Studios in Lunguja, which is of course Rubaga. Lunguja is like the same neighborhood. So that's the first time I ever got into studio. Since then, we've kind of been working to get better and better, bigger and better. The Clear Cut days, through the Talent and Navio days, into where we are now. It's been a long journey. Like I say, 35, 40 countries toured representing Ugandan music. Closer to 70 awards now. For the music we've put in, and there's just 1,000 stories between here and there that I could mention. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's been an epic journey, and you guys have been on that journey with me, as well as a lot of the sponsors on here as well have been on that journey with me. So I wouldn't be here without you guys. The fans, all of the fans that are watching, you guys are the ones who fuel us and make us better, man. So thank you guys so much for that. Yeah, so I'm neighborhood Navio, man. You never know what neighborhood you're gonna catch me in.
Yeah, neighborhood Navio. All right, so I feel like, honestly speaking, Timothy Code is here. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Navio gives the best interviews. Every time you come to the show, best interviews, always very professional, fun, and name it, everything in between. So we've really witnessed your journey because you've actually given us, chance to look into your life. You keep showing up for interviews over time, so most of the things that you say here we probably already know, and everyone is just happy to be part of your journey right now. If you could please tell us a little bit, if there's a story right before Clear Cut, I'd like you to start there and then bring us all here. If you could just tell us Navio in terms of the music, what's the story?
I think Navio, pre-Clear Cut or around the Clear Cut days, was more of a hype man. That's what people don't know or realize. I was never the most lyrical or the most nothing's changed. No, but I was never the most talented in the group. But I know I had to represent for the guys that were in the group with me. So yeah, there may have been times where I ran on stage and I would just shout the whole time, "Get your hands up, put your hands down, lefty, righty, hands in the air." But I knew that I had to get better, and I knew there had to be more substance with what I do. And I had very good teachers in KUT, Clear Cut, to kind of get my rhymes together and have me become, the battle MC that gets respect from Kenya to Nigeria to South Africa, to become that MC who is able to travel around and be known on other continents and take selfies. Malaysia, some of the most unexpected places that we get stopped, by people on the continent and off the continent to take selfies. So I'd say that was really, one of the funniest things. And I may share footage with the media of me jumping up and down, saying not much of anything when I used to get on stage. So it's weird to see that journey. Another one would be, you need another one, or we leave it there?
We can leave it right there. Let's got a couple of questions. All right. I feel like
being community is huge. For me personally, I think I never really put it at the forefront at times when I should have. But I think even from the Clear Cut days, we had one of the biggest tours around to raise awareness, AIDS awareness. This is like back in 2002, 2003. We were part of the, a lot of those big pushes for awareness. Of course, everybody knows I'm in and out of the refugee camps a lot, and that's just from my own experience. I've been displaced between here and, Kenya during the Civil War and stuff. So people know about that as well. Off the ground as well, people with disabilities, we work, hand in hand with them. Women's empowerment programs, so many over the years. Child education programs, girls' child education programs, alongside Rahul and the crew. Really, I'd say that if people always like, oh, you give 150% of your time to music, but I'd say if I have 100%, 30% of my time is probably dedicated to that community outreach. But I don't really talk about it. It's not really at the forefront of what people want to know about Navio. That's more of a Luama Daniel thing. But it is very important. And of course, I see Baba in the building as well. He's all about community. And we've had talks and stuff over the years. I think there's a mutual respect for what we do above the line, below the line, in the hood, out the hood. For projects we've been a part of. I think any hip hop or anyone who's involved in hip hop from our days, whether it's the Sylvester's, Abrams, Baba, us guys, Clear Cut, it's something that came with the hip hop responsibility, and that's the difference between us and a lot of genres. The community is part of what we do.
I thank you so much, because when we're celebrating,
and I think that work ethic was, is kind of early. I had my son. He's now 14. He's a big boy. He's bigger shoes than me, bigger hands. So it's beautiful to see them grow and how he's kept me focused. I believe that I had a certain amount of expectations coming in, but when he was born, that really made me reassess how I want to be remembered, and how hard I go. So for me, family and work, they go hand in hand. The expression you see, the creativity, the drive, the consistency that people mention, for me, I get that because I get that reminder every time I go home that I'm not working for me, I'm working for family. So the two go hand in hand.
All right, I've already seen enough.
I think this is like what, my 9th show. This for me is 20 years because nothing is guaranteed. We're not guaranteed I'm gonna get a 30 years. We're not guaranteed I'm gonna get a 40 years. So for me, this is such a huge milestone. Everything has to be on point, spectacular. And I have to show what, those 70 awards, what those 35, 40 countries that we've toured, what the experiences with different programs, everything from, 1/8 to Twendekazi to, the Channel O nominations, everything from Clear Cut, the days touring around Africa, from bus, border to private jet. I gotta show what all of that has taught me. For 2 to 3 hours on a stage, that's how I'm regarding it. So for me, it's life or death. Everything my brand is built to, everything that we've been coming to, is coming to a head here. But then also at the same time, it's a huge celebration. I made it back from West Africa. I made it back from Asia and everywhere that I've been. All those awards, I've made it back from there, bringing it home. So now for me, it's like a coming home story. And this is how it ends. Like, this is the huge celebration. People are coming to party. People are coming to have fun. So yeah, even my closest friends that I've been talking to are like, we're here to celebrate. As much as everything's gonna be running smoothly, the first and foremost, we're here to celebrate and have a good time. So yeah, man, if you want to be at the craziest party in town, make sure you guys come down, and have a good time. I think it's a safe spot that we've picked. Thank you to Sheraton for providing such a safe dynamic, whether it comes to the VIPs, or everyone else who's coming, the regular folk like me. We're all gonna be in the same place, all gonna be safe, all gonna be taken care of, great security. The place is walled in, really nice. And a breezy gardens in Sheraton. Who doesn't want to be in a situation like that? It's very central. I'm really looking forward to the experience.